You think space is big. You have no idea. The observable universe stretches 93 billion light-years from end to end. And here's the problem, that is not even 1% of the real thing. But before we get there, let me put you somewhere. If the sun were a bowling ball, Earth would be a grain of sand orbiting 30 meters away. On that scale, the nearest star is not across town. It is across the Pacific Ocean, and that is just the first star. There are 100 billion more in our galaxy alone. Everything you are about to see is real. Every number has been measured, and by the time this video ends, you will understand why the true size of the universe is not a fact astronomers celebrate. It is a fact they have learned to live with. Start with what you know. Earth, 12,742 kilometers across. It feels enormous. No human being has ever seen all of it with their own eyes. The Moon, our closest companion, orbits 384,000 kilometers away. That gap alone could fit every other planet in the solar system side by side, with room to spare. Now pull back. The Sun sits 150 million kilometers from us. Light, the fastest thing that exists, needs 8 minutes to make that trip. When you watch a sunset, you are watching history. The sun you see already moved on 8 minutes ago. Keep pulling back. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, 4.5 billion kilometers out. So far that sunlight takes over 4 hours to reach it. When Voyager 2 flew past Neptune in 1989, its radio signals, traveling at the speed of light, took 4 hours to crawl home. That was the edge of the planetary system. It felt like the edge of everything. It was not even the beginning. Because beyond Neptune lies the Kuiper Belt, and beyond that, the Oort cloud, a shell of frozen debris stretching perhaps halfway to the next star. Our entire solar system, everything humanity has ever touched, photographed, or physically explored, fits inside a bubble that light crosses in about a day. The galaxy is 100,000 light-years wide. Here is what that means. If the Milky Way was shrunk to the size of the United States, coast to coast, our solar system, the Sun, all 8 planets, every spacecraft we have ever launched, would be roughly the size of a coin. A single quarter lying somewhere in Montana. Everything else, from New York to Los Angeles, would be territory we have never entered and never will. And that quarter is where the map ends. Not the map of the universe, the map of human experience. Every war, every love story, every idea anyone has ever had happened on a grain of sand inside that coin. The comfort you feel when you look at a diagram of the solar system is the comfort of a map. But a map is only comforting when you do not know how much it leaves out. The Milky Way is about to show you. Go outside on the darkest night of your life, away from every city. Under a perfect sky, you will see a few thousand stars, maybe 5,000 at the absolute limit of human vision. It feels infinite. It feels like you are seeing the universe. You are seeing a rounding error. Every single star visible to the naked eye sits inside a small yellow circle around the sun. A bubble, a few thousand light-years wide, inside a galaxy of 100,000. The Milky Way holds at least 100 billion stars. The ones you can see, all of them combined, amount to less than 1 star in every 20 million. Light itself needs 100,000 years to cross our galaxy, a signal sent from one edge when humans were still sharpening the first stone tools would only now be arriving at the other side. And the Milky Way is not the universe. It is one island. The nearest large island is Andromeda, a spiral of 1 trillion stars, 2.5 million light-years away. The light hitting your eye from Andromeda tonight left before the human species existed. And here is the uncomfortable part. Andromeda is our neighbor. In cosmic terms, it is next door. It is close enough that in about 4 billion years, the two galaxies will collide. Our local group contains dozens of galaxies: Andromeda, the Milky Way, and a crowd of smaller companions, spread across 10 million light-years. That sounds like everything. It is a village. The village belongs to a city, the Virgo supercluster, and the city belongs to something larger still, Laniakea, a structure containing roughly 100,000 galaxies flowing together through space like water draining toward a basin astronomers call the Great Attractor. Laniakea spans 500 million light-years, 100,000 galaxies, each with billions of stars, and Laniakea itself is just one supercluster among millions scattered through the observable universe, like foam on an endless sea. At this point, most videos stop and call it awe-inspiring. This is where we stop pretending the observable universe is the universe. The observable universe is a sphere 93 billion light-years across, centered on you. Not because you are special, because that is simply how far light has managed to travel toward us since the beginning of time. It is not a wall, it is a horizon, the edge of what can be seen, not the edge of what exists. And here is where the story turns. Space itself expands. Not objects moving through space, space itself stretching everywhere all at once. And there is no speed limit on that stretching. 2 points far enough apart recede from each other faster than light. Not because anything breaks the laws of physics, nothing is moving through space faster than light. The space between them is simply growing faster than light can cross it. Think about what that means. There are galaxies out there, real galaxies, full of stars and planets whose light is racing toward us at the fastest speed the universe allows, and losing. The gap widens faster than the light can close it. Their photons will never arrive, not in 1 trillion years, not ever. Astronomers have done the math, and the result is one of the darkest numbers in science. Of all the galaxies in the observable universe, roughly 94% have already crossed that line. We can still see their old light, the light that left them billions of years ago, but the galaxies themselves, as they exist right now, are beyond any possible contact. No signal we send will ever reach them. No signal they send will ever reach us. They are not hidden. They are not far. They are gone, severed from us by the expansion of space itself permanently while we watch their ghost light fade. And the horizon is not fixed. Every second that passes, more galaxies slip across it. The universe is not just bigger than what you see, it is actively leaving. So the real question is no longer how big the observable universe is. The question is, how much is out there past the horizon, in the part we will never see? The honest answer is the most unsettling one in cosmology. Cosmologists have ways of estimating the size of the whole universe, the real one, horizon included. They measure the curvature of space. They study the afterglow of the Big Bang, and every measurement says the same thing. Space is flat, or so close to flat that we cannot detect any curve at all. A flat universe has no natural size. It has no reason to stop. The most conservative models, based on the physics of cosmic inflation, put the true universe at hundreds of times larger than what we observe at minimum. Some models push that number far beyond. In the most striking versions, if the observable universe were a marble in your hand, the real universe would be the size of a planet. And even that might be an underestimate, because the measurements are also consistent with something simpler and far stranger. A universe that is infinite, no edge, no end. Galaxies forever in every direction. And infinity is not just a large number. Infinity breaks things. In an infinite universe, matter can only arrange itself in a finite number of ways within any given region of space, which means that with infinite regions, every possible arrangement happens. Not might happen, must happen. Somewhere, unimaginably far beyond the horizon, there is a region of space identical to this one, a galaxy identical to ours, a planet identical to Earth, a person identical to you, same memories, same face, watching this exact moment. Somewhere that copy already finished this video. This is not science fiction. It is the direct mathematical consequence of an infinite universe, and it is taken seriously by working cosmologists, not as fantasy, but as the price of the simplest reading of the data. And while you absorb that, the universe is making the problem worse. Dark energy, the unexplained force driving the expansion, is not fading. It is accelerating. The stretching of space is speeding up. Every second, the horizon claims more galaxies. Every second, the fraction of the universe we can ever know shrinks. We arrived at the party just in time to watch the guests leave. Far enough in the future, an astronomer born in our galaxy will look out and see nothing at all beyond it, and every piece of evidence for the expanding universe will have slipped out of reach. They will conclude, with perfect logic and perfect instruments, that their galaxy is alone. They will be wrong, and they will have no way to know it. So let us be honest about where you stand. You live on a grain of sand orbiting a bowling ball inside a coin lost in Montana on an island of 100 billion stars, in a village of galaxies, inside a structure of 100,000 more, all of it wrapped inside a horizon that hides at least 99% of everything that exists, possibly infinitely more. And the hidden part is receding faster every second, sealing itself away forever. By every measure, you should not matter. The numbers are not just against you. The numbers do not even notice you. And yet, you are the part of this universe that ran the numbers. Out of all that silent, expanding immensity, atoms on this one grain of sand arranged themselves into something that opened its eyes, looked up and asked, "How big is it?" The universe is too large to comprehend, and it built in you the only thing that ever tried to comprehend it. Every galaxy beyond the horizon will expand into the dark, unobserved. No one will ever count their stars or name their worlds, but this galaxy, this one, has a witness. The odds against your existence are so extreme that calling them astronomical is an insult to astronomy. And still, here you are. Seeing it, that is not a consolation prize. As far as we know, it is the rarest event the universe has ever produced. So, the next time someone tells you space is big, you will know the truth. Big was never the right word. The universe is not big. It is so vast that the part we can see, 93 billion light-years of galaxies without number, may be nothing more than a marble resting on the surface of something without end. And here is the strangest part of all of this vastness. Trillions upon trillions of stars burning right now in every direction. And yet, when you look up at night, the sky is black. Almost perfectly black. With that many stars, the entire sky should be blazing like the surface of the sun. It is not. And the reason why is one of the most disturbing answers in all of astronomy. That video is on your screen right now. The universe hides almost everything it is. Subscribe and keep watching the part it lets us see.